Looking for a deck that packs a serious punch? Meet the Big BOP.
What the f did you call me?
A lineup of heavy hitters and sneaky disruptors ready to dominate the board. From early control to game-ending power plays, this deck is all about big moves and bigger wins. Let's dive in and unleash the ultimate BOP. The first winning path of this deck centers around Jane Foster the Mighty Thor, and of course that includes Thor and Beta Ray Bill. We complement that with Lockjaw, of which you can throw Wasp into, and you can also pull Wasp out of your deck with Jane Foster the Mighty Thor. Our two big finishers include the Red Hulk and Alioth. Our early disruptors are Iceman and Cable. The somewhat unique inclusions include Madame Web. You can move either Lockjaw, you can move cards out of the Lockjaw lane, you can just reposition your power, your Thor or your Beta Ray Bill. Grandmaster can be used to increase some of the early disruptors that we have. It can be used to re-trigger an Alioth that got pulled out of a Lockjaw. It can be used to re-trigger hammers or Thor or Beta Ray Bill. There is just a lot of different utility with this card. Now, to elaborate, you do have to be careful with Shang-Chi because you have Lockjaw ultimately that can pull out the Shang-Chi if he is still in your deck. So this is when a deck tracker comes into use and is more valuable with these Lockjaw decks, but I don't use one. This is actually a deck that one of my viewers and followers suggested they had fun with, and it was just unique enough. So a public thank you for providing this deck. I also have a Discord. That is where this suggestion was made. If you're interested, you can follow. I have an Instagram where you can see some of my unedited art that I have for the thumbnails. If you are somebody that gets at least 2,000 in bounties, there typically has been a spot in the Alliance, so just leave a comment that you're interested in joining. And channel memberships are available. If you are interested, there is no pressure to join. One of the perks is, at one of the levels, is you get early access to my videos. Alrighty, we have Nis. A decent starting hand. 8 cards in their deck. I think I get down Madame Web. Almost definitely. We have Beta Ray into Thor. Jane Foster, that is. My next turn will be Cable. Then I will go Beta Ray Bill into Jane Foster. What? Highest rank isn't that high, but they are high collection level. That is a interesting play. The Naked Carnage. I shall get down Cable and Iceman. I need to... I should have gotten them both down left. Or one down left. But I guess I can move one this turn, that's no problem. I shall, like I said, get the Beta Ray Bill down here. Let's slide the Cable to a different lane. I'm gonna snap before this turn 5 Daredevil allows them to see what I am doing. They are using a nice combo of Storm and Daredevil, but with Madame Web, it really doesn't matter. I can move 2 cards. So I can get 14 points of power over there. Therefore, I have priority. I am good playing middle. I will slide the Iceman now. And then my next turn, I will slide Beta Ray Bill left and play the, depending on what they play, of course, and then play the Lockjaw and Hammer and Wasp is what I will have. So we will see the route they go. Maybe they aren't paying attention that I have this Madame Web, or they, for some reason, forget. There is the Hobgoblin. That isn't an issue. I have priority. So, like I said, I slide the Beta Ray Bill over. I play the Lockjaw. I play the... What do I have in my deck? I do have an Alioth in my deck. So we will just fish for 2 cards. I can play down the Angela. I have enough energy. There is nothing to Shang-Chi. So Madame Web really coming into play. I don't think there's anything that beats this. There's nothing that beats it anymore. So this was just, ooh-yay-yay. What a combo. What a combo. You got to see a lot of very interesting interactions this game. Fantastic lead game to start with, even though it was kind of easy. This is a bot game. Is this a bot game? I think this is a bot game. Oh, I hate having these cool games with bot games. We'll see if this got included into the main reel, because there were a lot of interesting interactions, right? With the Madame Web and being able to slide cards over. The Beta Ray and the Jane Foster, of course, everybody's familiar with. Cable stealing their Angela that I did get to play. You got to see me play the Hammer and Wasp into Lockjaw on the last turn. So Lockjaw in this deck is a very good and strong last turn play. You got to see Alioth nuke everything they wanted to do in a certain lane. And you got to see him nuke them in another lane because of just this amazing Lockjaw high roll. But even without the Grandmaster, we were just still well positioned, bot or not, in this game. So yeah, it's definitely being included in the main or the bonus clips. Okay, we have Cherish Fam. They have 9 cards, but that's because we haven't drawn, so they have 8 cards on turn 1. I will play Cable Middle into the Raft. That is when Madame Web would be nice. That's okay. I have Beta Ray Bill that can get more power middle. So I'm at least now comfortable. I get one of their 4 power cards, a Rogue, that does me no good. I'm sorry, it might actually do me some good. Because these decks like to run Iron Man. Okay, now do they fill here? Beta Ray into Jane Foster middle, seeing if they fill or not. Then on the last turn, we have options. If they decide to get an Iron Man down, we can rogue that. But we will just kind of see. We will hopefully have a 6-cost card that we can play. Okay, that is fine. And the Red Hulk. So there is Madame Web a little bit too late. That would have been our best turn 2 play, or even turn 3, because we played 2-cost cards. A Mockingbird, that is okay. I cannot draw. Fantastic. So they need to be able to play 5 cards. They have priority. They can definitely play 6 cards. I can move a card. They're not going to fill lanes. I can move a card with Magneto. Maybe that's the play? The Great Portal Magneto. Here and here? I don't know if this is smart. I think people typically play into Lechagia So that's where I'm going to guess they play their power. I don't know. It's just a mental thing that on the last turn, oh, I'm free to play into Lechagia, so let me slam all my cards into Lechagia. So let's see. This is extremely risky because they could just play their free Raft card into Lechagia and they could fill left. They do have Sarah down. They have Agent Venom. So they very well could have a super-powered Iron Man. You would think they don't have a Maximus or cards like that because they're playing Agent Venom. So it's a lot of counter. Shang-Chi is very possible. They are running out the clock. Okay, so we did guess they were going to load up middle. I mean, right. Now, is this enough?
I see the way.
Yikes. Is this enough? It indeed is enough. I was able to accurately guess. Again, I kind of talked through it. The mental thing that people have in their head that they can't play in the Lechagia turns 1 through 5. That you can, but it's really, you know, you don't want to. So on turn 6, they go, oh, I want to unload all of my power there. And so I accurately guessed that. Because Magneto is moving power left, I need to fortify that with my free Raft card. And I can get away with not too much power, but they just weren't able to put up enough with the cards they had. And I was able to properly read and assess this game and pull it out. Okay, now we have Ali Shij 666. The Great Web, I will not have Madame Web this game because that is how RNG works. 8 cards in their deck on turn 1. They are not Arishem. We have Elysium. Let's get down the Scorpion and the Cable here. I can play Beta Ray into Great Web so I can get more power there. Or it is completely unnecessary. We have hit 4 of their cards with Scorpion. The Great Portal blesses us with a Crossbones. That is not bad. I will play Beta Ray here. That way I can keep open a lane for any on reveals that I might do if I end up drawing into Grandmaster. There is Mr. Negative. I will play Thor here because I want Jane to draw cards.
Face the might of Asgard, Mjolnir!
And then I can play a Lockjaw depending on what I get. That is it. Oh, it's a Great Portal Atuma. I was going to say, that's a wild addition to your Mr. Negative deck created by the Great Portal. There is the Grandmaster. I will play Jane here. Do I snap? I don't snap yet because I don't have Alioth, and Alioth can really shut down Mr. Negative decks. Okay, so get cards out of my deck. I am not properly managing my draws because I should have probably played down the Psylocke or something. Get the Lockjaw down. Do I get the Crossbones down? I don't need to get the Crossbones down. So let's go Stormbreaker into Mjolnir into Psylocke. Have they drawn anything? Ah, boy, I hate playing against Mr. Negative. So now it's going to flip up my Alioth, and I won't have that. There we go. Again, that is how RNG works.
To me.
Wow. I mean, I did get the 2 hammers. Yep, there's the Iron Man into a Mystique. I could try to fish for that hammer again. For 1 cube, they have to play something left. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this out. So this is the most amount of points I can do. 1 cube, nobody snapped. Let's just get a bunch of points and see if we can get this hammer to go off again. We do not. Oh wow, they really doubled up that lane.
I am Iron Man.
Okay, so that puts that out of reach. So I should have played the Crossbones middle. Let's see if I pay the price. I do pay the price. Did it matter? It did matter. Oh, it mattered. Boy, that's a fantastic play. Yeah. I'll give you the fist bump. That's a fantastic play. I did not expect the Mystique right. This is how you play. This is a fantastic player. This is how you play. You want to do unexpected things. I was fully expecting a Mystique left or middle. Oh, you couldn't. You could only play the Mystique here. They didn't want to burn it with the Attuma kind of messed them up. That's what it was. The Attuma messed them up. So that was a good play on their part. And I should have ultimately played the Crossbones middle, but they bested me, and good game. Okay, we have Cicero. Space Throne is first location. This is Proving Ground, so we snap on turn 1. This is really just test footage, so I can resize my stuff. Okay. I think my camera has been properly resized. We are going up against the Zabu deck. They have refused to snap. I will play Cable middle. And then I will play Thor middle. That is interesting. We took their Cosmo. Okay, that is fine with me. So I will play Thor here. And then I will play Lockjaw right. And we can cycle some cards. And hopefully get our big cards out. The Lockjaw. Do I play the Chimichanga? I can. Well, let's get it out of my hand. That way I can play down the Jane next turn, and then I can cycle something into Quantum Realm. There is Typhoid Mary. I would love to draw the Shang-Chi so I don't waste it. There is the Mjolnir. So I shall just play the Jane down here. Down here? Yes, and then hope I... There's a 1 in 5 chance. You have Luke Cage? Echo is an odd inclusion. Okay, no Shang-Chi for me. So I can go Alioth middle. I don't have priority, but that is the most amount of points. But I'm also adding 6 middle. So maybe I just cycle in 3 cards here. And then a Cosmo. I'm putting Mjolnir first. Oh, the Shadow King. This Shang-Chi is going to rock. This Shang-Chi, come on, Sean. Don't hide on me now, please. Don't do it. Don't do it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. They thought they were slick with their big cards into Quantum Realm, into the Shadow King, and we rocked their socks, as they like to say. This is why I put Shang-Chi in the deck. I mean, you see why, especially in the meta I am in as I record this video currently. And it is Proving Grounds. They are not bothering to snap, so I'm just going to get out of here. But again, this was just test footage, so there you go. Okay, we have Northy 11-3. Avengers Compound. They are either Flood or Destroy. 8 cards in their deck. Danger Room is nice with Madame Web. I will play her into Avengers Compound. They are definitely a Flood deck. Now, can we draw into our mid-range game? Okay, Beta Ray it is. I have 6 cards in my hand, so I can kind of wait. Beta into... I'll snap this. I can move out Beta next turn, and I can play the Jane Foster. And then I just have options on what I want to do last turn. I will be moving Beta Ray Bill to the Danger Room.
Clear for takeoff.
Or maybe I just slam a large Hulk. There's Lockjaw. What? I would deny myself a draw. Do I care? Because Jane Foster's gonna draw me the hammer. I don't think I care. I have the 2 big 6 costs. I have Shang-Chi, which I won't be able to use in all likelihood. Okay, I do not have priority, so they can get their... They can get their Ultron off. Ultron is 2. This is 3. 9. They get to 20 here, maybe 21. So that wins this. And then you have 3, 6, 9. 13. This gets to 12. 13. 14. Okay. Or I move the Jane. So this is 17. No, that's never enough. So do not move the Jane. And it is just, do my cards survive? Let's find out if my cards survive. Oh. Okay. No Ultron, and I definitely beat anything else. And I would not have beaten the Ultron because Marvel Boy added a point of power. So that would have been 17.
It's that math trigonometry thing that you and I just aren't very good at.
3, 6, 9, 14. It would have been 14 instead of the tie. Ooh, Ultron was always a losing play. This is why you also analyze your losses as well. To realize that, oh, your math is bad, go back to school. And next time you think Ultron's gonna win, how about you do better math? Because I would have, let's say none of my cards died here, I would have gotten to 14. And then this scroll was at 4. So 3, 6, 9, 14, 13. So they would have had 13 points here, and to my 14. But if Marvel Boy hits, then it's I lose the tiebreaker. So that is ultimately what happened here. Yeah, it was just me losing the tiebreaker, because it could have hit the Squirrel Girl over here, and then it hit one of these, I guess, because I saw it hit the squirrel. So it wouldn't need to hit 2 of these for me to win. Maybe the math still works out fine. But at least going forward now, I know, okay, the Ultron play, especially with Blue Marvel and Marvel Boy, there's a significant risk even with the doubling of the Beta Ray Bill's power. Okay, next up we have Reckon. Iceman, I'll hold the Iceman for 1 turn. See what the middle location is. Ooh, an Agony Gamer. Look at that. So yes, I will be playing the Iceman middle. Since Miniaturized Lab is closing, 7 cards on turn 2. That is a normal deck. I mean, I want to play Jane Foster, but that's gonna be on the left. I can get down Thor now.
Might of Asgard, Mjolnir.
And then maybe I hold Lockjaw for the last turn. Subterranea, what fun. I think I just get it down now for points. And then I can potentially Alioth middle. Okay, that is an interesting use of Frigga, but now you can really only play that Thena. Let me snap this. You can really only play that Thena left. I'm gonna play Alioth middle. I'm going to have priority going into this turn. And the Wasp. How many cards do I need? 4. Okay. Red Hulk is tempting. It's very tempting. Maybe they go over the top. I'll stick it out. I'll stick it out. I shall stick it out. Let me get as many points middle as possible. Get some more points over here. And then Alioth middle. And they indeed played hard for middle. So we will see if the Alioth is enough. I would say it is enough. So this is why Alioth is in the deck. To shut down any of this nonsense. It feels fantastic to get 8 cubes. This is why you do not last turn snap, people. Because it stinks to snap on the last turn and lose 8. Oof. They would much rather be happy with 4. But take the 8 cube loss, and Alioth was just able to clean up. We were able to have priority going into the last turn. Frigga proved to be absolutely useless because of the locations, and we were just able to capitalize. Okay, so you saw me play a couple of different versions of this deck. It probably leans more toward the fun side, but of course it can be competitive. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Thank you to all of the members of the channel. I appreciate all of you. Special shout out to the person who, of course, posted this deck in my Discord. Feel free to join. Feel free to not join. I also, again, have an Instagram page with art, and you can feel free to make requests. I may not get to it, but make the request and we will see. I've already had somebody do that. And if you end up trying this deck, let me know how it does for you, especially in this specific meta that we're in at the time of this recording, which is a big 10 power meta. This does have tools to fight against that, to some degree, depending on how the games go. But let me know how it does for you. Until next time, of which you can throw Storm... That's not Storm.